All right. So key things that investors need to know and understand as Jassy takes the reins.
I think having the software background is important because this is high recurring, high visible revenue with high margins. So many have asked, what is he going to do in the e-com business, the media business maybe he's not as aware of or doesn't know as much, and it's a lower margin business. Does he emphasize these higher recurring revenue streams? I think the answer is yes, but I think he will delegate to others to fill in those other gaps of the other businesses. So I look at it and say you've got a CEO in now that really appreciates what we think is the most exciting element to the story, which is the ad business, which is high margin, and the software business at AWS. So we think you're in great shape with his perspective, and I think there's been many reports that he's very good at delegating. So the areas that he doesn't know as much, he's filling in. I think everyone's asking what's the next key leg of growth. We still look at the healthcare market as a tremendous opportunity for Amazon, both from software and the distribution logistics network is a big one. And then secondarily, they've barely scratched the surface on the software side. They can come up the stack into platform as service, SaaS, and other areas over time. They don't need to do that today, but they could as a call option. So we still see a lot of engines of growth left, and don't really expect the company's overall strategic direction is going to change dramatically.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, you do have to point out, though, the fact that he's coming in at a very key time for this company, given all of the antitrust and monopoly scrutiny that is afoot where Amazon is concerned, not just here in this country, but abroad as well. I realize investors have largely kind of shrugged this off so far, but at what point does that potentially change, if it does?
I think investors are still worried, right? The stock's only up 6%. It trades at 18 times EBITDA. It's not an expensive name from our perspective, even while it's done so well over a period of time. But we do think, as it relates to the internet space, there's a huge overhang still, even though many of these issues have been cleared with Facebook, which was a relief for Ali. We think that this is not going away, that there'll be increasing, regulatory pressure, from local communities, from the government here in the U.S. and abroad. That's not going to go away. What I think the one common theme is that anytime there's a big concern in the stock, it's a great buy. And we think there's ongoing concern with that. And the playbook is said in tech for the last 20 years. We went through this with Microsoft in the 90s. Phenomenal return on the fear of the EU investigation. So any investigation is an opportunity, in our opinion, and has proven out recently in Facebook that it's a good opportunity to buy when that fear settles in.
Brent, what role do you expect Bezos to play day to day at Amazon as executive chair? And do you think that's going to differ greatly from the role he's been playing more recently as Jassy has taken on more responsibility?
We don't think it'll change much. I think ultimately he'll get plenty of great advice when he needs it, when Jassy needs it. But ultimately, I think that Amazon has so many initiatives underway, and this concept of failing fast. They try so many amazing things that they bail out of, quite frankly. And so I think nothing's really going to change, in my opinion. This is the same analogy when Cook took over for Jobs at Apple. Everyone thought the company was done. There wasn't future growth. We think there's so many great initiatives underway that have so much momentum. We've been covering software, for example, for 20 years. And every startup that we work with at Jefferies, 90% of these companies are going on to AWS. These are 5-10-year contracts. So that visibility is incredible and incredibly high margin. So that's one example of where I just don't think that much is going to change. He's been there for so long. He's been part of the DNA and ultimately done a phenomenal job building one of the best and highest growth and highest margin technology businesses inside.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.